include five parts. We can see the first part is the symmetric encryption. Symmetric encryption is a very important uh, technique, and the algorithm uh, people used earlier. So we from the symmetric encryption, and the next is about the message authentication and hash functions. So we can say the symmetric encryption is about the confidentiality, but the message authentication uh, may focus on integrity. Next is about the public key encryption. So the public key encryption is asymmetric encryption. Because there are some disadvantages about the symmetric encryption. So the research have improved or rise the public key encryption. Next is about digital signatures. Um, okay, this part we can use the methods. We can use the methods hash functions, one-way hash functions to deal with digital signatures. Next is about the random and pseudo-random numbers. There are some differences between these two numbers. These two numbers, I will introduce their differences in our classes. Okay, chapter two, chapter two mainly include five parts. And today we will learn the part one and part two. Okay, we can see the objectives, learning objectives. Uh, we we can combine with the main content to see the learning objectives. First, we can see symmetric block encryption. So we also have to learn another encryption, symmetric encryption. Its name is stream encryption. So they are it is a different concept to block encryption. And next, we can see the message authentication. We use the hash functions, one-way hash functions, or some encryption algorithm to do or to take message authentication. Next, we can see the asymmetric public encryption algorithm. So you must master the uh, uh, advantagement and disadvantagement between symmetric encryption and asymmetric encryption. So asymmetric encryption is public key encryption. So we can call this encryption algorithm asymmetric encryption, and them asymmetric encryption. Okay. Next is about digital signature. And the digital envelopes The last, we can see the significance about the random and the pseudo-random numbers. Okay, we first from the symmetric encryption algorithms. Okay, we can see first we can see the cryptographic tools, the conceptions, and basic algorithms of cryptographic tools. We can see in chapter one, we learned the basic conception of CIA 12. So we know the information security is mainly around the CIA 12. So the cryptographic tools mainly focus on C element. C means confidentiality. So the cryptographic algorithms is important element in information security device and applications. So we should master, or we should understand some techniques and some mechanisms about cryptographic tools. Okay, we can see there are many various types of cryptographic algorithms. We know symmetric encryption, and asymmetric encryption, digital signatures, and key management. And we can use hash functions to deal with encryption and decryption programs. So this chapter mainly around these algorithms. Why we must use or understand the cryptographic tools? Because we every day and every time and everywhere we use the data. We use the data of base data, and we communication with each other. Then there are some secure information or secure data from us, from a network or other place. So we should protect this data from attacker, and so we should master some tools to protect these data. Okay, the data include stored data and communication data. So we must understand some methods to deal with attacks actions. Okay. First, we can see the symmetric encryption. The symmetric encryption is the universal technique. Is the universal technique for providing confidentiality for transmitted data or stored data. stored data. We usually use two most important symmetric encryption algorithms, DES and AES. DES and AES. DES means data encryption standard. DES means data encryption standard, and the AES means advanced encryption standard. So between DES and AES, there is another symmetric encryption. Name is triple DES. Is 3 DES triple. So they are many symmetric encryption algorithms, but we must know the two most important, DES and AES. And we know DES has another form, is triple DES. It's triple DES. Okay. Symmetric encryption is a single key encryption. We can from this finger we can see key from this part. It is a key, and this part is the sender part, and this part is the receiver part. So we can see they are different. They are same key. They share same key. So we can call the symmetric encryption is as a single key encryption, or as conventional encryption. Conventional encryption. It is produced. It is produced in the late 1970s. So we can call symmetric encryption algorithm is very important encryption. And now from 1970s to now, we often use symmetric encryptions to take many secure programs or many secure applications. Okay, so we must know the symmetric encryptions content, and know how many parts it involves. Okay, we can see they are 1, 2, 3, and 5 parts. We can from this finger we can see the left is a plain text, and the right is also plain text. The left is the sender part, and the right is the receiver part. So we can see the data from sender to receiver. Sender and the receiver own the plain text. But the left is the input plain text. and the right is output plain text. The right is output plain text. So they are they are plain text, but the owner is different. Owner is different. Okay, from sender, we can see the plain text as the input of encryption algorithm For example, we know they can be DES or uh, AES, AES, and we can see another input is a secret key shared by sender and the recipient. So we can see the input include two parts. One part is the plain text, and the next is the secret key. And through encryption algorithm, these two input will become another form. Name is transmitted ciphertext. So we can see through encrypt input input data become ciphertext. So we can see this function. K plus X through or by encryption algorithm produce Y. Y is the ciphertext means the secure data through encryption algorithm deal with. Okay, next, we the ciphertext arrive receiver. So the receiver use the same secret key as sender. Um, and we can see the secret key and the ciphertext all as input data of decryption algorithm and we can see the function key and y. Y is ciphertext. Key is secret key issued by them. But through decryption algorithm, we can get X. This X is same as the X of sender. So the receiver can get the same content of the plain text. So we can say symmetric encryption includes five parts. We can say plain text, key, secret key shared by sender and the receiver. So we can say key is also in decryption algorithm. They are same. They are same key. So we can call symmetric encryption as single key encryption. Two key are same. Two key are same. So next we can see the encryption algorithm and the decryption algorithm. Decryption algorithm is a reverse of encryption algorithm. So we can see they are receives algorithm. Next is about the ciphertext. Ciphertext. For a given message, two different keys will produce two different text cipher text. So we can see the same plain text, but we use a different key. The cipher text will be different. Um, and last, the receiver can get the same content uh, of sender. Okay, this is the process of symmetric encryption. Um, we can see the next the I will introduce two requirements for secure use of symmetric encryption. One is the we can see. Okay. One is the we need a strong encryption algorithm. So we can see this part. This part. Two. In this feature, we have two requirements. The first is a strong encryption algorithm. The requirement is usually stated in a stronger form. Means the opponent should be unable to decrypt ciphertext or discover the key, even if he is in possession of a number of ciphertexts together with the plain text, but the attacker should be unable to decrypt ciphertext or discover the key. So we must have a strong encryption algorithm. Another requirement is sender and the receiver must have obtained copies of the secret key in a secure fashion and must keep the key secure. So we can see the secret key should assured by sender and recipient, but they must keep the key secure. So they are important. They are two important requirements. First, for encryption algorithm. The second is for secret key. We must ensure these two parts. These two parts. These two parts in secure. So next we can see the attack is about the attack to symmetric encryption. There are two methods to attack symmetric encryption scheme. The first is about the cryptanalysis. We can see there are two methods to attack symmetric encryption. First is the cryptanalysis. Cryptanalysis means the attacks rely on nature of the algorithm, means they will use characteristics of the algorithm. This is the first rely on, and the next plus some knowledges of plain text characteristics. So the next is about the plain text. And the next is about the plain text ciphertext pairs. Even some same plain text cipher pairs. And the next, they exploit characteristics of algorithm to attempt to deduce a specific plain text or to deduce the key. So we can see the cryptanalysis method mainly use the characteristics about algorithm, about plain text, and about uh, plain text ciphertext pairs, text pairs. Okay, this is the first method to attack symmetric encryption. Because we need a stronger uh, symmetric encryption algorithm, but they usually have characteristics. So the attacker will research the characteristics about them. Next is the brute form attack. Brute form attack. Brute form attack is to try every possible key on a piece of ciphertext until on translation into plain text is get is got get gotten is gotten. So we can see two. The second method is the brute force attack. The brute force attack is two key is to the second requirement the secure key shared by sender and receiver. Um, by some work, on average, half of all possible keys must be tried to achieve success. So we have to achieve success. We must try half of all possible keys. So this method called as brute force attack. And in brute force attack, uh, we also need some degree of knowledge, and some means of distinguish plain text. So we can see the first attacking method is mainly to algorithm, and the second attacking method is mainly to secure key shared by sender and receiver. Shared by sender and receiver. Okay, these are about attacking symmetric encryption. They are two methods. They are two methods, and in later encryption algorithm, cryptography analysis and brute force attack are also um, are also used for another encryption. Okay. Next, we learn the algorithms in symmetric encryptions. There are many. There are many algorithms. There are many algorithms about symmetric encryptions. Um, the most commonly used symmetric encryption algorithm are block ciphers. Block ciphers. Block. Block. We will divide the text, plain text into some pieces or some block or some block. Okay. A block cipher processes the plain text input in fixed size blocks. So we can see the length of a plain text input is fixed size blocks, and the output is a block, is also a block, and is a block of ciphertext of equal size for each plain text block. So we can see the input plain text block is the length of plain text input is equal the length of output block. So we can see from this figure, the plain text block size is 64 bits. Is 64 bits, and the cipher block size is also 64 bits. 64 bits. So we can see they are same size, or they are same length block. Um, if we have a longer plain text amount, so the algorithm will process a series of fixed size blocks. Means the algorithm divided longer plain text into many fixed size blocks. Okay, we can see the block cipher. Okay, we can see the block ciphers, and they are two most important symmetric algorithm, means DES, triple DES, and AES. We can see they are different in size, in plain text block size, and the ciphertext block size, and the key size. The DES size is shorter, and the triple DES and AES, the length of plain text or ciphertext or the key is longer. We can see the length is shorter. If the length is shorter, the attacker easily to deal or to take the algorithm or break algorithm. But the longer of block size, the attacker will take many attempts to break encryption algorithm. So we should know the longer of block size and the more secure of algorithm. Okay, uh, we can see the uh, can see it can we can see the two DES. First is the DES, basic DES, and the another is the triple DES. Triple DES. DES means data encryption standard. Data encryption standard, and it is the most widely used encryption scheme. But we should know the DES and the triple DES and the AES are all cipher block or block ciphers. We can say that DES takes a plain text block of 64 bits and a key of 56 bits to produce a ciphertext block of 64 bits. bits. Um, Concerns about the strength of DES fall into two types. Um, the first is the algorithms itself and concerns about the use of a 56-bit key. 6-bit key. So we must see the algorithm itself. If algorithm stronger, so the attacker will take many actions to deal with them. Um, and we must know uh, despite many methods to deal with or to research to study encryption algorithm of DES, but so far, no fatal weakness in DES uh, are found are found. So we can see the DES usually stronger. And next, we can see concerns about 56 bit key, 56-bit key. This the key length. We can see with a key length of 56 bits, they are true to the 56 possible keys. Is about 7.2 7.2 times 10 to the 16th. So there are many possible keys. The longer of length of key length and the more possible of keys, the more possible keys. So we must consider the length of keys. The length of keys. Uh, how many how much time is required for a brute force attack for key size. We can see a finger from these two finger, we can see the longer of key size, the more of possible keys, the more of possible keys, and the longer time attacker will take. We can see from the 56 key size, 56 bits key size, the time required at one decryption per millisecond. The attacker will use 1,142 years to break decryption algorithm. But we can see the another time required at 10 to the 6 decryption per millisecond. The attacker will take 10 hours, about 10 hours to break decryption decryption or encryption algorithms. So we can, from these fingers, the longer of key size and the more difficult to deal with encryption or decryption algorithms. So next, we can see the triple DES. Triple DES is the advanced version of DES. We see the triple DES. Because why we use the triple DES? Because the DES have some disadvantages. For example, the key size is 650. The key size is 56 bits. I think the key size is shorter. So we should strengthen the secure key. So the DES extend to the triple DES. The triple DES use two or use two key size, 112 or 168 bit. So we can see first the key size, and next is triple DES repeat basic DES algorithm 3 times. Means the basic DES algorithm process one time to some data, but triple DES repeat or process the data 3 times. The triple DES using either 2 or 3 unique keys. Either 2 or 3 unique keys. But the triple DES also have some disadvantages. For example, they are much slower. This is the principal drawback of triple DES. So the efficiency will be low. The second drawback is that both DES and triple DES use 64-bit block size, 64-bit block size. So we design a larger block size, we design. Uh, so though the triple DES much more secure, but there are also many disadvantages. Um, low uh, efficient, and the shorter block size. So the researcher gave another encryption algorithm means AES. AES is also cipher block. So we can see the AES is more efficient and more secure, and it has three key signs: 128 bits, 192 bits, and 256 bits. 6 bits, and the AES appeared in 1997, and in 2001 years, this method selected by Rangendero. So the AES have many advantagements than the DES and the triple DES. And AES usually used in commercial applications or commercial product. Okay, this is about the cipher block. Next, we will learn the block ciphers and stream ciphers. We see this finger. There are differences between block ciphers and stream ciphers. The above we can see the block ciphers. We know the block ciphers, the sender and the receiver shared a same key, and the data will be divided same size block. So we can see the P the P means plain text, and the C is the cipher text. So the plain text and the cipher text, they are same size. Blocks. There are many blocks. Of plain text, and through the encryption algorithm, plain text become cipher text, and we can see the key is same. For each block, and in receiver part, the cipher text through decryption algorithm, the cipher text plus the same key, and through decryption algorithm, we can get the plain text. So from the finger, we can see the ciphertext and plain text. The block size is same. Block size are same, and the key are same, and we can see the plus unit is block block includes many types includes many bytes. And next we can see the stream ciphers. Why we use stream ciphers? Because block ciphers usually are used in email, file transfer, and database. But in our today's communications, we usually use data communication channel, use browser or use the web link. So uh, we can't process the data or information as a block. We use the stream ciphers to deal with the communication data or browser or web link data. So we can see the ciphers deal with the data as a byte stream or bit stream. Mm, we can see the input. There is a pseudo-random generator generator. So we can see the CQ key shared by sender and receiver. Key first through pseudo random byte generator, and we get a little key. The big key become little key. Little key is 8 bit. 8 bit number. So little key is different from big key because little key is the result of big key by pseudo random byte generator. And we can see the input include two parts. One part is the byte stream or bit stream, and next part is the little key, and they can do exclusive OR operation. Exclusive OR operation. So we can see this plus is the means operation, exclusive OR operation. So by this operation, we and through encryption algorithm, we can get the ciphertext. But the ciphertext is also byte stream, not block. We can see this part is byte stream. Next, in receiver part, also like the sender part, the big key also through pseudo random byte generator, and we can get the little k, and the little k plus byte stream of ciphertext in decryption algorithm or by decryption algorithm, we can get the plain text, but plain text not block. It is also byte stream. So we can see the stream ciphers is are faster than block ciphers, and use uh, less less code than block ciphers. Less code, We can see the in block ciphers there are many code should be used, but in stream ciphers they are less code. They are less code. So in browser, in web link, we usually use the stream ciphers. Stream ciphers. So will we use block ciphers? Will we use stream ciphers? We have to depend on applications. Okay, this uh, these are differences between block ciphers and stream ciphers. Stream ciphers is a new ciphers in today's internet internet context. Okay. Mm, Next, we can see the another content of this chapter. So before next content, we review the first part. The first part. We learn the symmetric uh, symmetric encryption. Um, and in symmetric encryption, there are five uh, elements. There are five elements. Plain text, cipher text, encryption and decryption, and the CQ key. So the symmetric encryption, we can call it uh, single key encryption. Single key encryption, and it is the most commonly uh, uh, method or commonly technique to use in today's applications. Uh, and another content is about the block ciphers and stream ciphers. You must master the differences between them. So next we can continue the message authentication. We know the encryption or decryption focus on confidentiality, but message authentication usually focus on integrity, data integrity. Another element of CIA child. So we can see uh, encryption protects against passive attack. Passive attack. We know the passive attack in chapter one. For example, eavesdropping. Eavesdropping is a passive attack. But when we face active attack, for example, falsification of data and transactions. So we face active attack. We should use message authentication or data authentication to protect against such attacks. So the message authentication protects objective is different from encryption encryption. Mm, but what's the message authentication? What's the message authentication? So we first learn the authentic. Authentic. So we can say authentic means true. Means true. Uh, a message, file, document, or other data is said to be authentic. Is said to be true, true when it is genuine and came from its alleged source. Alleged source means means the data is true, and the source is also true, is also true. So this time we can call the message is authentic. Authentic. Okay, the message authentic, verified message is authentic. So the message authentic function is this, is this. Verify message is authentic or true or true. Uh, the content verified include contents on or not alert, and from true source, and timely and incorrect synchronous. So the authentic includes three parts, three content on alert, and source is true, and do message timely and incorrect synchronous. Uh, so we know the message authentications focus on data integration integrity, and we use two methods to deal with or to achieve message authentication. One is use encryption, conventional encryption. Use conventional encryption means we can use the encryption algorithm in message authentication. In message authentication, in conventional encryptions, the sender and the receivers have only key. But in this part, we will learn another method, separate authentication mechanism. Separate authentication mechanism. It is different from the encryption. Because encryption algorithm should encrypt the message itself. But in separate authentication mechanisms, the message are not encrypted, So this method take another form to do message authentication, mainly append authentication tag to clear text message. Append authentication tag and to clear text message means plain text message because the text will be not in, encrypt. So we can call it clear text message or plain text. So we mainly learn the second message authentication. Message authentication.